Hello, everyone. So I can see a few of the learners have joined in. May I request all of you to please turn on your camera? Today is our first session, and let's try to introduce ourselves, get to know each other, and eventually we'll start with the session. So, if I may request all of you to please turn on your camera, and I'll be calling uh, the names which I see on my screen, and we'll move firstly a quick round of introduction. And so I'll start with my introduction, and then we'll try to see what kind of learners we have in this particular course. What background the people have joined in from. Because in my past experiences, I've seen that we have usually had a very varying crowd, wherein we have got students, we have got professionals, we have got faculty members, and even few people who had retired from the job as well. So we have got a very varied age group of people who join as a NPTEL learner. And so it's very important for us to understand what kind of crowd we are having, so that we are able to better understand each other, and then eventually our sessions can go in that particular flow. To begin with, my name is Abhishek Srivastav. Currently, I am a PhD researcher at IIT Roorkee. And before joining my PhD, I did my bachelor's in architecture and master's of design from SPA Delhi. After that, I was working for around 8 years. I had previously worked at companies like Infosys, Think Design, and I had a brief stint at my own company as well as a startup. And after that, I ventured into teaching profession, wherein I was teaching in primarily design institutes, which were located in Haryana, Delhi, and Uttar Pradesh as well. So after that, I decided to start my research journey, wherein I joined a PhD. And so as a part of a PhD program, I am a part of a research fellowship called PMRF, Prime Minister's Research Fellowship. And one of the requirement of that fellowship is that we engage in certain kind of assignment, wherein we offer our expertise, you can say, or our knowledge, so that the learners who are taking up courses can actually benefit from it. So as a part of that engagement, I have taken up this course called Understanding Design, and we'll get into more details about the course. But let us try to get to know each other first. I'll start with the order in which I have the names in my Gmeet. Meanwhile, I must also tell that these sessions are being recorded, and because it's a part of NPTEL engagement, that we record the videos and we upload it, so that if by any chance any learner has not been able to join this particular session, later whenever they are free, they are able to access the entire flow, right? So the first name which I can see is Mr. Arup Dwivedi. Hello, sir. If you can please unmute yourself and please introduce yourself.
Um, Hi everyone, I'm Arup and I'm a animator. I've been animating for 22 years now, and so I make independent animation films. And right now I'm also teaching in MIT Institute of Design, Pune. So I have a little vested interest in ulterior motive in joining this course because as our NEP prescribes, we eventually have to open these courses up to the learners. So in order to experience that and in order to understand the flow of the course and understand the program better and how uh, it funnels into our program. I'm taking this course myself before I open it up to the learners, and in the process, also learning a few very interesting things and watching some really good TED talks. It's been nice last 3 days.
Sir, you said that you are
Beyond
having
that, you can ask me anything.
yeah. So you mentioned you are having a professional experience of more than 20 years, is it?
Yes, that's right.
Nice, nice, great. And how long it has been
Hello.
when you where you have joined in MIT?
I started working in 1998, 99, I guess, and I've been animating ever since.
Great, sir, great. So I would also like to add
Animating
this.
and illustrating.
Both of them. Okay, okay. So, one question which I would want all of you to also answer is that whether you had been able to go through the week one course content, because that will
Hello.
also, kind of define our future course of actions in this particular session. So, were you being able to see the week one content
Just a
and you?
second. Just a second.
Okay. So for the learners who have joined in later, we are just doing a quick round of introduction, wherein you just have to introduce
ठीक है जी.
yourself and your name, your background, which profession you are in, whether you're a student or a
Yes.
professional.
Sorry.
Yes, yes. So, Arupji, were you able to go through week one session and the assignments as well? Week one assignments, were you able to finish off?
Yeah. Hi. I'm sorry. What did I miss?
I'm just asking whether you have been able to complete week one assignment and were you able to go through the content of week one?
Yeah, week one assignment, there was a quiz. So I took the quiz, but assignment I did not see. So that's one of the reason that I'm here also, because it says that there is some assignment, but I'm not able to find where exactly that assignment is and what is the form of that assignment.
Okay, sir. Okay. So during this session, we'll try to resolve that particular issue as well. Every week there will be an assignment, and if you are doing the course to get a certificate, which you can, say that this is from an NPTEL certificate. For that, you will have to submit each and every assignment. So since this is a 4 week course, so there will be four assignments which you will have to submit.
Okay,
And this will be followed by a physical examination wherein the learners will have to go to a physical center and it will be a proctored examination. And based on the qualifying marks and all those things, one can get the certificate.
understood.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. The other learner I can say is Adhi, ADHI. Adhi, if you are there, if you can please introduce yourself. Okay, Mr. Ashok Kumar. Ashok sir, if you are able to hear my voice, if you can just quickly introduce yourself, please.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm Ashok Kumar, sir. I'm from Hyderabad.
Sir, your voice is a bit low. If you can, be a bit louder.
Yes, sir, sure, sure. Just
Hello.
Yes, this is much better. Thank you.
okay. Sir, my name is Ashok Kumar, sir. I'm from Hyderabad.
Mhm.
Sir, I am currently pursuing BTech in Computer Science and Engineering. So, I'm also parallelly interested in the field of design. So, I thought to pursue masters in design. So, in order to collaborate two interdisciplines, first I need to know what is design. So, this is the reason why I have chosen this course to understand design field better.
Great, great, Ashok. Thank you so much that you found interest in this particular course. And how did you find this course? I mean, how were you able to search about this?
Sir, one of my brother is studying in IIT Roorkee. He's currently doing MDes there. So he's yes,
What's his good name?
sir, Kollepar Sthitapragna.
Sthit Pragna. Okay, okay, okay. So
Yes.
he's your elder brother.
Uh, yes, sir. Not own elder brother, but I knew him.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. Okay, Ashok. And one question is that whether you were able to go through the week one, all the lectures, and were you able to give the assignment?
Sir, actually, I joined this course just 2 days ago,
Okay.
and my semester exams were also going on. Actually, tomorrow I have a semester exam, but sir, very hectic schedule.
Okay, okay. No issues, Ashok. I mean, you can be here for whatever time you want, and please do not miss your examinations. Okay.
Okay,
So,
okay, sir.
and best of luck for your examinations. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Uh, one more call for Adhi if you are here and if you can hear us. All right. Then we have Dhari Pandey. Uh, Mr. Dhari.
Yes. Hello. I hope I'm very much
And
audible.
sir, Abhishek, sir.
Yes, Ashok. Yes.
Sir, and on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of February,
Hmm.
I think there's some design meetup in IIT Roorkee.
Hmm.
So I have also booked tickets to attend those stuff. So actually, I'm coming offline on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So just to inform that I was.
Yeah, yeah. So if you want to meet, you can. We are always welcome. However, I mean, still you can attend the session on the 5th, I believe. Okay.
Okay, okay.
No
Okay.
problem, Ashok. Thank you. So we'll continue with Mr. Dhaire.
Okay, I'm hope I'm audible.
Yes, please. Please continue.
Yes. Okay. So I'm Dhere Pandya. I'm from Ahmedabad, Gujarat, and currently pursuing MSc e-learning from MIT ADT Pune. And I come across this course through our program leader. Actually, Neena ma'am was one of the jury member in our first or second semester in MSc e-learning. So at that time also I had interaction with her and I come across that about this course and I wanted to understand design from non-instructional perspective as well. So just to get the overall idea, I enrolled in this course. And yes, I have completed both the weeks. So I have also same doubt as Arup sir that I have completed the quiz, but I was not able to find that weekly assignment that you just mentioned. So
Okay, so maybe my bad. I mean, a weekly assignment or weekly quiz is the same thing.
that's
Uh,
okay.
yeah, so it will be a set of 10 questions, which can be single select or multi select, and that essentially is the assignment or a quiz, which you can say.
Okay, okay,
So
okay.
if you have been
I thought
able
it's
to,
some other task that we have to complete or something.
okay, okay, no, the
Okay.
task, no, we'll not trouble you much. Just the lectures and 10 set of assignments. And whenever you have time, you can please join in for the live sessions. Uh, Great, great. Thank you, Dhari. You said you are doing MSc, huh?
Yes.
In which stream?
E-learning. MSc e-learning
E-learning.
from MIT Pune. Yes.
All right, all right, all right.
It's,
Fine. Thank you, Dhari. Then we have Harshit. Harshit Garg.
So am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible. Please.
Good evening, sir. My name is Harshad Garg, and I am currently pursuing Bachelor's of Computer Application from IP University, New Delhi. I am currently in my last year, sixth semester, and actually, I'd been doing NPTEL courses from the past 2 years, since third or second semester, because my college actually had given the idea for enrolling in these courses. So I had enrolled in basically previous two courses as well. One was theory of computation, which was given in IIT Kanpur, and other was the Python for data science, IIT Madras. And I had only gotten certificate, as I had been qualified for the certificate in Python for data science. I could not achieve or get the certificate in the theory of computation. I had not scored appropriate amount of basically the score. So basically, the reason I chose this course is because it gets helps me to promote myself, get more knowledge, and basically I had studied a lot of content from this, and it had been in my interest, and it was very easy to study, and it can be studied from any person, whether be it non-engineering, engineering background. And I have currently done the week 1 and week 2 assignments, and also done appropriate studies of the material that were given in the tab section.
Great, great, great. Well done, Harshit. So, a small request to all of you. I mean, whosoever is speaking, if you can please turn on your camera for once, at least we are able to see, each other so that, we connect well. Um, Going forward, we have J. Tanuja. If you're there, please, if you can introduce yourself. J. Tanuja. J. Tanuja, if you're there. All right. We have Joshita Sainshri.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, if you can please quickly introduce yourself, Joshita.
So sorry, I have some net issues. So
Sure.
am I audible?
You are audible. You can. Okay. So whosoever is having issues, and if you are unable to speak, what you can do is you can quickly write a brief introduction in the message box, and meanwhile we'll see if whosoever is there, we can invite them to introduce themselves. Okay. So Joshita, you can just quickly type in the message. Okay. So there are certain network issues at my end as well, and I apologize for that. But if there are certain disruptions, and if the connection gets lost, please be there, and you can reconnect on the same link. Okay, so it'll take 1 or 2 minutes, but then we'll be there. Okay, so great. Ganesh, Ganesh Gani,
Yeah, sir.
yeah. Would you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Ganesh, sir. Ganesh, studying the BS animation. Hello?
Lalit Aditya, Lalit Aditya, if you're there.
Yeah, hello sir. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so hello sir. I'm Lalit Aditya. I'm from Chennai. I'm studying BSc Animation in Wales University. So this course was recommended to us by our professors. So doing this, I guess that does it, sir. Thank you.
You are studying where?
In Wales University, sir, Chennai. Wales
Chennai.
Institute of Science. Yeah.
And which course you are pursuing?
BSc Animation, sir.
BSc Animation. All right, all right. Okay, welcome, Lalit. Were you able to go through the week one content?
Uh, Unfortunately, no, sir. So I was informed, pretty late. So I wasn't present when this was first informed. So I got to know it pretty late. So I didn't get the chance to go through the first week assignment, but I will go through it when I get the
Okay,
chance.
okay. No issues, no issues, huh? You still have time. You still have time to, submit the weekly quiz as well. So that should not be a problem.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, great. Thank you, Lalit. We have Megha. Megha, you're there? Uh, Megha Jovial.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Megha.
Hello, sir. I'm Megha. I'm studying BSc Animation in Chennai, Wales University, sir.
Oh, you both are from the same college, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So your professor has recommended this course, huh?
Yeah, sir.
Okay, okay, nice. So, Megha, were you able to go through week one?
Sorry, sir.
Week one content, have you been gone through it?
Yes, sir, a little bit.
Okay, fine, fine. We'll go to
Yeah,
Nandini.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Megha. Thank you. Nandini.
Yes, sir. I am Nanjini. I am currently doing my first year of bachelor's in design in Liverpool.
Ma'am, your voice is not very clear. If you can come closer to the mic and be a bit loud.
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me, sir?
Uh, that's little better, but not a great hearing.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's fine. What about now?
yeah, that's better. Please.
Yeah, so I am doing my first year of BDS in NIF Tribareli.
Okay.
And I just joined the course today actually. Got to know late.
Hmm.
So I've gone through like two lectures of week one. And yeah.
Okay. That's fine. What made you take up this course? I mean, is it a academic requirement where you have to take an NPTEL, or it is out of interest you are taking this?
I took chose this out of interest actually.
Out of interest. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Fine, Nandari. Thank you so much. Welcome. Uh, we have Rikta. Rikta Girish.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes. Yes, yes. Please, if you can introduce yourself.
Myself Rikta Girish this side. I first year BSc animation.
All right. And you're also doing this course with respect to an academic requirement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Rikta. Sanjana Vishwanath.
Hi, sir.
Hello.
Hello, sir. I'm Sanjana Vishwanathan, and I'm from Tamil Nadu. I'm pursuing my BSc Animation degree at Wales University, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So your
And
teacher must have strongly recommended, huh? I
yep,
can see
sir.
a lot of your batchmates here.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yes, of course.
Okay.
And as a rookie, I'm getting adapting to this understanding design. And out of my own creativity and out of my interest, I joined this.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. All
I'm
right.
willing to learn something new and creative.
All right. Yes, surely
Yeah,
you will. So all of you
yeah.
are from the first year of BSc animation, or how is
Yes,
it?
sir. We are from first year BSc Animation at pursuing this at Wales University.
Okay. Great, great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We have got Mr. Shahid Khan.
Hey, hi Abhishek, Namaskar, and good evening. My name is Shahid. I work with an NGO called Dharti, and we work with a lot of Adivasis and tribes around the forests. And my whole intent of doing this program is primarily to understand. I mean, I really liked one segment in the first week of storytelling. I mean, half the time we are telling stories not only to the forest department officers, but even to the tribes to come and join mainstream. So our work primarily is to work along with the forest department, encourage the tribes to come along and join the mainstream with new livelihood options, and through actually promote ecotourism, sustainable ecotourism. So I've already found the program very interesting in the first week, especially with regards to storytelling and how those little creative aspects actually help. And as far as the quiz is concerned, I have still not attempted it. What I have done is I have noted down all the questions on my sheet of paper, and it is actually helping me to go back to each video and understand the answers better.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
that has been a fantastic learning as such. So thank you, Abhishek, and thank you to Nina ma'am also for this wonderful opportunity to interact with all. I mean, from a segment of the population of this wonderful country. Thank you, Abhishek.
Thank you, sir, and really excited to have you here. Could you please repeat the name of NGO you are working in?
Yeah, I work for an NGO called Dharti.
Dharti. Sir, where it is
Yeah,
based?
we are actually based in Bangalore, but my current location is in Pondicherry, the Union Territory on the
Yes,
Bay
yes.
of Bengal, because we have a lot of projects in Tamil Nadu and in Karnataka. And in fact, from the 9th till the 16th, we are in Chambal Valley. So we will be talking to the tribes and the locals in Chambal. So we are trying to put our leg there as well. We have been invited by the Forest Department of Madhya Pradesh. So from 9th to 16th, we are there in Chambal Valley, trying to promote a livelihood option, understand people, what they want, I mean, brainstorm with them and help them to come to some conclusion, and also help the government to participate with the tribes, with the locals. So this program has really given me a boost, and I'm sharing a lot of the little information that Dina ma'am shares. I mean, in the videos with my team also, and it's so wonderful. I'm encouraging them, but since they all work in the very remote of areas, accessibility is an issue. Right now, I have to come to a location to access this, so hence I'm off
Interesting.
the camera.
Right, right, right.
So
Sir,
thank
if
you
you
for
can
the.
quickly tell us, I mean, how do you think this course is helping you in your current scheme of work?
Yeah. I'm sure it will be of benefit to some of the very young, learners who are there also. I mean, I can tell you one thing. It's very unique in a way because it actually helps us to understand the very primer of things. So sometimes we always believe, okay, when we are doing a focus group discussion with about 50 tribals and trying to speak in their language through intermediaries, through interpreters, we don't realize that what they will be receiving from us in a matter of communication would only be 10 or 15%. But I can tell you the way, the anchor person in that video helped us to understand the story of the Raja and the coming of the Juti and the Juta. That itself was very inspiring. In fact, I can tell you, I got to watch that video almost about 2 weeks ago, and I was able to implement it on a group. And I found that people were more attentive to me than what is to be earlier. So that has already been a learning. So I look forward to the next 2 to 3 weeks. And my intent is not really to get a certificate, but I definitely, having seen so many youngsters over here who are trying to make careers out of design. And now I am really contemplating. I too should do the quiz and get a good score and ensure that I'm able to cross all the milestones. It has been a long shot since I've gone and sat and written an examination. I think I too would love to do that. Thank you, Abhishek ji.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. I believe that, all the learners will also have a lot of takeaways from you and from your active participation. And I'll also learn a
Definitely.
lot of things from you. So, sir, I would
It's
request
always a
your
quid pro quo, sir. It's always
active
a quid pro quo.
participation and,
Yes.
and that is an expectation from each one of us who's
Yes,
here in the
definitely,
call.
definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Abhishek ji.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We have Sri Vijaya. Uh, okay, so she has written a message. I'm sorry, I'm having network issues. I'm from the Wells University and she's pursuing BSc animation. So Vaibhav has also messaged Vaibhav Shinde. Okay, VGIT. Okay, okay, great. Sri Gopi.
Hi sir, I'm Sri Raghavendra. I'm doing animation in Wales University, sir.
Okay, okay. So welcome, Sri. So should I call you Sri or Gopi?
Raghav, sir.
Raghav.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Fine.
Okay.
We
Thank you,
have
sir.
Mr. Vaibhav Shinde. Vaibhav sir, if you are here, if you can please introduce yourself, if you're able to hear us. Okay, so I'll again revisit few names who were not earlier. Adhi, if you are here, Adri. Acha, Adhi has messaged that he's okay. There are network issues and from the Wells University. All right, welcome, welcome. Adri Mukund. Sorry, we
Hello, sir.
can't hear you.
Yeah, am I audible, sir?
Yes, I mean your voice is a bit low. If you can just raise your voice a bit.
Just 1 second. Is this any better?
Yeah, this is much better. Yes.
Yeah. So, hi, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. I'm Adri Mukund. I am from Loyola Academy, Hyderabad, and I'm doing this for the credit course. So, this goes towards my college credit. So, I'm doing this course for the same.
What course you are pursuing?
Multimedia and animation, sir. First year.
From?
Loyola Academy, Hyderabad.
All right, all right. And have you been through this course, the week one course and the quiz?
Not in its entirety, but a few lectures I visited, and yeah, it's been starting off. I
Okay.
joined the course recently, so I'm yet to visit everything.
All right, fine. Um, We have Kiran. Kiran, if you are there, if you can please introduce yourself. Kiran. Okay. If I have missed out anybody, you can please unmute yourself and please introduce. Rajkishore ji, if you just joined in, if you can please introduce yourself. Vignesh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Acha, Rajkishore ji. Is it Rajkishore? Rajkishore, can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
If you can please quickly introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Raj Kishore Singh. My branch is mechanical. And I am from Bihar. And I am pursuing to BTech Mechanical
You
in
are just
Centurion University.
okay, okay. So you are pursuing BTech Mechanical, huh?
Yes, sir.
तो मैं जान सकता हूँ राजकिशोर कि why have you taken up this course? ये क्या आपके कॉलेज का रिक्वायरमेंट है या फिर you out of interest you have taken up this course?
No, sir. I am interested in course.
अच्छा, okay, okay, राजकिशोर, welcome. Vignesh, Ramakant. Ramakant, if you are here, if you can hear us, Ramakant. Mrityunjay Kumar. All right. So if anybody has been left, you can please unmute yourself and tell us about yourself. Otherwise, we'll proceed our session then. All right. All right. So I'll be sharing my screen, and if any one of you can please tell me if you are able to see the screen. So is my screen visible? Anyone? आप में से कोई भी बता सकता है if you can see my presentation screen?
Hello?
Yes?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. See, when I'm sharing my screen, I won't be able to see the Gmeet window. So even if you type, I won't be able to see that. So I would request that if there is any issue, if you are not able to hear my voice, any one of you can unmute yourself and you can, raise your concern, right? So once again, I welcome all of you to this particular course. The course title is Understanding Design, and the course instructor is Professor Neena Sabnani. She had been from IIT Bombay, wherein she had spent a lot of years there teaching students design. And the course will be having 4 sessions. It's based on the number of weeks for that course. So this course is for 4-week course, so we'll be having 4 live sessions. Plus, we'll be having an extra session as well. So, which is like a summary session, which will be more like a conclusive session wherein, we'll again, taking up certain questions, but at the same time, we'll also be telling about your examination. For those, it is a credit requirement. For them, I think it will be a really important session to attend. The date for that session will be told later on. So let us now try to, first complete these 4 sessions. Like I mentioned, I am Abhishek Srivastav. I am currently pursuing my PhD doctoral journey at IIT Roorkee from the Department of Design. All right. So the initial few slides are like a protocol slides, and we'll be running it every time we have a session. So like the first 5-10 minutes will be dedicated to this because what we have learned from our past experiences is that even even in the last week as well, new people join in. All right. So to give them a benefit of understanding, and there are chances wherein somebody is not able to join in. So keeping that all of that in mind, the initial few slides are basically a protocol slides wherein we tell them about what is the general agenda, how they can access through these contents, and what are the marking criteria, because all these things will help you in terms of attempting the questions as well as attempting the questions while you are appearing for your final examination. Okay, so these are live sessions, and these are basically to help you in the current run of courses. Now, why we have written current run of courses? Because if you go to the next tab, it says we shall discuss and solve previous year's assignment. So basically, what we do is that we have a list of 10 questions, which are from the previous years. And the idea is that we attempt all these 10 questions in the live session as well. What we do is that we float the question, we open up the question for a discussion so that everybody can share their point of view. Uh, for example, which option is correct, we can have a consensus, and then we try and discuss why this answer is not correct or why this answer is correct. What were your perception, what was your thought process in terms of aiming that okay, this answer was correct. Okay, so when we discuss these thought processes, when we discuss all these uh, perceptions of people and identifying one particular answer, it really helps us in understanding what background someone is coming from and why you would want to have that particular answer. So what we'll do is all these 10 questions, we'll raise the question, we'll open up to the floor, anybody can participate. Obviously in these sessions there is no marking, so I won't be marking you for these. There is obviously there will be a correct answer, but then it's mostly to make you comfortable with the kind of questions which are there in the current run of courses. So, Abhi, if you see, there is quiz 1 and 2 live. The pattern of quiz 1 and 2 is very similar to what we'll be discussing in these 10 questions. Okay. 30, what we'll do in these sessions are we'll respond to the queries and questions raised in the discussion forum. Okay. Now, this is a very interesting functionality which has been offered by the NPTEL team. So what happens is that if you see your, when you log in with your credentials into NPTEL, there is something called as ask a question. Okay. So when you click on that question, at any point in the video, if you have any doubt, you can actually mention that as a query. And what happens is that that query goes into the Google discussion forum, and that query is visible to all the learners. Okay. So how it helps is that there could be a question which is in your mind, and the same question could be in someone else's mind as well. The moment you post a question in that discussion forum, everybody, each and every learner in the group also gets a notification that this question has been raised. And how it helps us is that if I'm trying to answer that question, and if anyone else is also having that issue, probably the answer gets disseminated to all the learners as well. Okay, so for me also it is a great platform, because at one single click I'll be able to answer to the question, and that answer will be available to all the learners in the group. Okay, so I always encourage people to use discussion forum for any kind of queries, doubts pertaining to anything, whether it is regarding marking, whether it is about certain questions which you think is not correct or the answer is not correct. These things have happened in the past, and there is a process by which we try to work around, and the rescoring is also done. Okay, so I'm telling you because there could be a possibility where certain answer might not be correct, and obviously we'll validate it with the content, and if that validation is true, we raise it with the NPTEL team, and then there is a remarking which happens. All right, so keep a watch for all these questions, because we all are humans. There could be a mistake, so that's why we need to be watchful. Okay, so please use discussion forum, because not only all the three stakeholders, the learners are present, uh, me as a TA is present, and then there are NPTEL team members who are also present in that forum. All right. So if it is related to your examination, hall ticket issues, all those things, these people can actually help us there. Okay. Or if for some of you, if the quizzes are not opening, if the submission button is not working, these can actually help us. Okay. So please use discussion forum. If you have not been aware of this functionality, please try to explore. It is there available under the ask a question tab. Okay. If you have any questions here, please ask. All right. So during the live session, it is a humble request that all the members can please keep your mic on mute. The idea is that first of all, we are recording the session, and these recorded sessions will actually go into the YouTube. So we don't want any unnecessary noise disturbances. And obviously, whenever you have a point or whether you have a concern, you can unmute yourself and you can ask a question. If during the session you are not able to ask the question, you can actually, as I mentioned, use the discussion forum functionality. Okay, it's a great functionality. We encourage all of you to use the discussion forum, but for any reason, you can also use the live meeting session to ask those questions. What you see here is a screenshot of the platform when you log in. So probably here you will see your personal email ID. This is the course title. All the major announcements for the course with respect to assignments deadline and examination registration. So all those details will be present here. Okay, so keep a note on that. And I believe all of you must be getting notifications on your email as well. But this platform also gives you the functionality of subscribing and unsubscribing as well. So if you are not aiming to get a certificate, you can unsubscribe from these emails. But if you are doing it for a credit requirement from an academic purpose, please subscribe to these emails. By default, when you log in, you are automatically subscribed to it. All right. Within about the course, you have all these modules which have different lectures. So for week 1 to week 4, all the course content will be present in this particular tab. Okay. So all the lectures, all the videos, all the assignments will be mentioned in this. So this tab is something which you should always look for. Like I mentioned about ask a question, it will redirect to you a discussion forum wherein you can ask a question. The moment you start submitting your assignment, you'll get a progress tab. Okay. And in the progress tab, you'll be able to see your progress. So whether it is assignment or whether it's the number of course content you have gone through, all the PDF which you have been going through it, all that you can actually see. These things are still being worked out. I believe, down the line, this will be quite active. Okay. Another thing, if you are doing it for a course credit requirement, you have to register for the examination. You can do it right now. It is open and there is a deadline to it. So till that deadline, you will have to register for the examination. All right. So this again is an important thing. There are two aspects which are being done simultaneously. One is the live recording. So all the sessions which you are conducting as live sessions, these are being recorded. Once the recording is done, it will be uploaded on YouTube. Okay. And there you can actually access all the videos. So one by one, there will be 4 sessions, and all these 4 sessions you can actually see within this particular link. You don't have to copy paste this link because eventually the moment one problem session is over, you will start getting a link like this problem solving session. It will happen once the session is over. Okay, so maybe 1 or 2 days later you'll be able to see this. The moment you click here, you will start getting an Excel sheet wherein you can see the YouTube link as well as the shared drive folder. Now the videos basically are uploaded in the YouTube, but this particular presentation deck, which we are currently going through, along with the annotations, what we do is that we try to export this in a form of a PDF, and this gets also uploaded. Okay, so when you are preparing for your examination, the final physical examination, it will always be good to quickly go through the PDF content if you don't have the luxury of time to go through the video content, right? So watch out for this space, and this will be activated down the line within 1 or 2 days. Great. So now we'll come to the course preview. As the name is Understanding Design, it is by Professor Nina Sabnani. It's a 4-week course which has started on 22nd of January and it will be ending by 16th of Feb. Now, why 16th of Feb is important? Because that is the day when your exam registration ends. All right. So Like I mentioned, those doing for the credit, please enroll for this before this deadline. The final examination will be conducted on 24th of March. Okay. So there will be two slots as per your comfort, as per your availability. You can choose either the morning session or the, post lunch session. How it goes about is that, once you register for the examination, you'll be asked to, mention, sorry. So once you register for the course, you'll be asked to mention your choices for the exam centers. All right. And you'll be given three options to select. It can be close to your locality, it can be close to your city, it can be the same city, it can be a city nearby. So you have to input those options as a preferred choice. And then, one of them will be allotted depending upon, a different scheme of things as per the NPTEL team. All right. So I mentioned about progress. As you start submitting your assignments or the quizzes, you'll be able to see the progress. It is just a visualization. It's not that this course we have covered 73%, but it's a visualization from a different course. So for you, if you have completed week one assignment, maybe like 30% or something, you can actually see your course progress. The progress can be seen in two dimensions. One is the unit-wide progress as well as the assessment scores. So for week 1 to week 4, how much marks you have got, you can actually see in this particular assessment scores as well. Unit wise progress is basically, what are the content which you have seen. So if you have gone through the lecture content, if you have read all it, you have gone through all the ALM, which is the additional learning materials, you can all actually see that progress. Okay, now this segment is very important, especially from a certification perspective. Yeah, if anybody's on mic, if you can please unmute, mute yourself. Okay. So this course is free to enroll. So anybody who is here from a learning perspective, you are most welcome. You can actually go through the entire content and no money will be charged. But if you are doing it for a specific requirement to get a certificate, you'll have to do the registration. Typically, the registration fees has been rupees 1,000, and for this particular course, the last date is the Feb of 16th. All right. Now, this is important from a criteria perspective to get a certificate. So there are two basically conditions. So what we say is that, we have, say, for example, normally in examination, we have internals, we have externals, and then we have the final. All right. Normally a semester examination goes like this. So internal is basically all your week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4 quizzes. All right. You'll have to submit, all these quizzes. Now, this particular 8 and 12 is with respect to a 12-week course, but in our case, it will be like 4-week course. Okay. So that is a mistake here. It will be changed. So 25% weightage is given to your internal course, which is the internal quizzes, and 75% weightage is given to your physical examination, wherein you will go to a particular center and you'll attempt that. Okay. And these two sum up tells you your final scoring. Okay. Now there is a certain condition for internal as well as external. The condition is that in the internal, wherein you are doing your assignments, the marks needs to be more than equal to 10, and in the final exam it should be more than equal to 30. If you fulfill both these conditions, this is in addition, then obviously your marks will be greater than 40, and then you can get a certificate. Okay. So what we are trying to say is that your week wise assignments are very important, as well as your final examination. Although weightage wise there can be a difference, but then in the final scoring we will consider these conditions as well. All right. So be active. Whenever there is an assignment update, please submit your assignments. All right. So this is a quick recap of what happened in the week one. We talked about introduction to design and the users and context. With the introduction, there were talk about many notions of design, design as a process and a product, evolution of design, wherein there was an example given, how it engages with multiple disciplines, good and bad design, and then the users and context. Okay, so this is a quick engagement exercise. What you need to do is that you can take up your mobile phone, and I hope that in your mobile phone the internet is working. So either you can scan the QR code which is here, or you can actually go to slido.com and enter this code. And the question is that what do you think are the features of a good design? ओके, आपके नजरिए से एक अच्छा डिजाइन के क्या फीचर्स होते हैं? ठीक है, व्हाट डू यू थिंक आर द फीचर्स ऑफ गुड डिजाइन? यू हैव टू take your mobile, you have to scan it, or you can actually go to slido.com, enter this code, and you can post your message here. So whatever you will be posting, it will be anonymous, so don't worry about it. We just want to understand the perception of the audiences and the people, and you can quickly do this thing. So it's a way we'll try to understand what people think, what all of you think about design. And again, I am saying there is no right or wrong answer. It is something which is very unique. ये एक इंडिविजुअल पे निर्भर करता है, तो इसके लिए आपको, और ये अनोनिमस भी है, तो प्लीज फील फ्री, वी आर नॉट जजिंग यू. एंड सो वी हैव गॉट वन रिस्पॉन्स. ओके, तो इसकी कोई मार्किंग नहीं है, इसका कोई जजमेंट नहीं है. हम सिर्फ जानना चाहते हैं कि व्हाट इज योर perception about good design. So what are the features, what as per you, reflects good design, right? So take some time and okay, so we have started getting a lot of inputs. Great. I believe there are more participants. We have discussed with almost 13-14 people. Great, nice. So like, I think everybody is able to see each one of us point of views. All right. Interesting. So you can also submit multiple times if you think that, in one word you can't, do justice to this question. You can actually submit a few more keywords if it is possible for you. Great. So meanwhile, people are, typing in. We'll just quickly go through, what responses we have got. Interesting. So we have got aesthetic. Aesthetic, जिसको नहीं पता है, it's more about, how things look and appear. But it has more to do with, emotionally, engaging a user. So it's just not about, how it is looking and appearing, but it is about what kind of emotions it is being able to generate in a user. Okay. We have got simplicity. Interesting. Very interesting. Visual beauty, as we talked about aesthetic part. Simple and simplicity. बहुत बढ़िया. The design need not be complex. It can be very simple, because simple things people are able to relate quickly. They are able to engage quickly. Interesting. User centric, बहुत बढ़िया. So whoever has talked about user centric and user centered and human centered, customer centric, I think it's a very important term in design. We call the term as user centric design or human centered design, wherein we talk about keeping the user in between, in the center, and then thinking about design. But usme I would want to add one more thing, is that nowadays it is not just human centered or user centered which is taking the dominance, but at the same time it is the planet centered design which is also being taking up a lot of space, राइट? तो यूजर सेंट्रिक से हम प्लैनेट सेंट्रिक की तरफ धीरे धीरे जा रहे हैं. यूजर के लिए अच्छा होना चाहिए, बट एट द सेम टाइम इट नीड्स टू बी गुड फॉर योर प्लैनेट एज वेल, right? It has to be something which is in harmony with the planet. It goes with the ecological existence of all of us. Nice. So then we have some more fields. It's value for money. Yes, it is a very important aspect when we are making the purchase or when we are buying. Interesting. Functionality, creativity. Very nice. The functionality needs to be simple. People need to be able to understand that process of using a product. Okay. easy on eyes, composing, centered, empathize. Empathize is a very interesting word. I mean, if you are a design student, most importantly, you will obviously have gone through this particular word. Agar aap nahi hai, it's a very important part in the process of design. Okay, when we talk about the design process, empathy takes a very important role, which is about you know, putting yourself in the shoe of a user, and then trying to, you know, make decisions, trying to understand the world of the user. ओके, प्रैक्टिकल, इनोवेटिव, सस्टेनेबल, बहुत बढ़िया, ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है. द डिजाइन नीड्स टू बी यूनिवर्सल, बहुत बढ़िया. सो यूनिवर्सल डिजाइन अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा टर्म है, एक बहुत बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है, विच इज बेसिकली टॉकिंग अबाउट that, you know, design needs to be universal, and there is another word called inclusive. Okay, we want to cater to a lot of people, right? Abled people be hai, and then there are people with disabilities as well. You know, how do you make a product so that, you know, people with a certain disability can also use your product? So that is where universal design is actually, you know, creating a lot of important work, and we are seeing slowly eventually a lot of nice products as well. Composition, time, image, flexible, easy on eyes, peak, color theme, क्रिएटिविटी. तो हम देखें तो इसमें बहुत सारे एस्पेक्ट्स हैं. एक एक जो जा रहा है, दैट इज गोइंग टुवर्ड्स द एस्थेटिक एंड द विजुअल पार्ट, वेयर एंड, यू नो, हाउ द कलर्स आर देयर, यू नो, हाउ इजी इट इज ऑन द आईज, एंड, यू नो, द लुक एंड फील, you know, so that it is catchy. So the first aspect which is coming is, you know, it should be catchy, so that, you know, it generates certain interest. And when the interest is generated, you know, then comes the value for money part, you know, आसान होना चाहिए खरीदने के लिए भी. And then, you know, comes the usability part, which is the functionality, you know, how you are able to use it. बहुत बढ़िया. I think it's a very interesting word cloud. For those who don't know it, this is more like a word cloud, wherein, you know, certain things take dominance, and we are able to see the view of all the participants at one particular instance. Economic. Nice, nice. Thank you so much for participating. Well done. So we could see there were 19 responses, and the responses are still coming in. Ease in manufacturing and satisfying customer expectations. What buddy? I think this is like a completion in itself, that, you know, manufacturability ke perspective say, you know, things should be something which should be manufactured, easily manufactured. Otherwise, you know, the cost factor, you know, gets raised a lot. And then satisfying customer expectations, it's a very challenging task, you know. आज के टाइम पे अगर आप देखें, it is a very difficult task in terms of meeting customer expectation. हमें हर चीज चाहिए, हमें चीज इकोनॉमिकली भी चाहिए, बजट में चाहिए, but then we also want good things available at the same time, right? So very important aspect of, you know, customer expectations. I can see still people, you know, pushing in long lasting. Ease in assembly. Great, great. Could anyone tell me any furniture brand which actually makes you do the assembly yourself? तो आप ऐसा कुछ प्रोडक्ट खरीदते हैं, लेकिन आपको खुद ही उसको असेंबल करना है.
IKEA, IKEA, Abhishek ji.
Great, sir. Great. IKEA. Yes. So it works on the aspect, on the principle of DIY, which means do it yourself. And you basically purchase the item. It comes with a manual, a leaflet, and it has very basic, you know, assembly guidelines, which anybody can actually, you know, assemble by themselves. You know, so it gives you that fun of creating something by yourself. You know, you start owning things. है ना, आपको आप जब कोई चीज खुद से बनाते हैं, you start owning them. So, you know, that is a very important aspect which they have captured in. Nice. So maybe last a couple of last minute, and then we'll try to proceed with our next slide. If anybody wants to add anything else. Interesting, interesting. Okay, okay. Fine. So we'll just do a quick recap of the content. I believe many of you have not been able to go through it, so I'll just quickly show certain snippets from the lecture series, so that you're able to recall. क्योंकि कई बार ऐसा होता है, we have gone through the content maybe like 4 days back, 5 days back, or a week back. So, you know, it always, the images, you know, helps you collect and recollect a lot of aspects. Okay. So ma'am is Miss Nina Sabnani. She's an illustrator, animator, and a filmmaker, and she has been awarded for a lot of animation works, for her works, for the student works, and is quite a renowned name in the animation industry as well. while we were talking about design, we talked about the different branches of design, wherein the first three which have been talked in great detail is about industrial design, which in itself encompasses product design, furniture design, and a lot more. Then we have textile design, which ventures into the fabric and apparel design and lifestyle design. And then communication, which has been a bucket term for a lot of aspects like the graphic design and interaction design, user interface, all those things, and then into publication as well. So broadly, what they have said that we are talking about these three aspects, and mostly all the design outputs kind of venture into one of these branches. Like sir was telling about the animation, so Miss Ankit Chadda told a very interesting. It's a very short video, but then a very interesting video. Those who have missed out, please try to listen to it. He's a storyteller, and the way he has narrated the whole field of what design is and how it all started. I think you please revisit this video, and it'll engage you and it'll surprise you with a lot of aspects. We saw some content from the DMAS, which talked about Buckminster Fuller, who has been come up with the geodesic domes. We saw Professor Suchitra talking about why history is important and why we need to go through the historical artifacts as well. And then we have Professor B.K. Chakravarti sir, who talked about certain of his projects under the branch of DIC, which is Design Innovation Center. And this is the product which we are talking about, which is the post box. Okay, and there is a small video on this particular aspect of how this was made and the design process, as well as how it was beneficial to a lot of different audiences. Then we saw these three terms: primary user, secondary user, and tertiary user. This is basically in the context of office chair. So for example, if there is an office chair design process, then these are the three audiences, wherein the primary user is the user who is basically using the chair. Secondary user would be somebody who is making the finance, making the payments, and tertiary user could be the manufacturers or the people who are making the product. And then we have very interesting case study of the lucky iron fish. I think if you are able to go through it, I think you will really feel the power of design and how we can actually take inferences from culture, and we can make our design so powerful that it is very easily adoptable. Okay. Anybody from the team can actually tell me about what this was about? Lucky iron fish. कोई भी बता सकता है very quickly?
This was
Anyone?
something to do with the deficiency of iodine.
Yes.
Which the people were not able to, sort of comprehend. So an NGO worked it out in such a way, they actually started supplying people with this beautiful lucky iron fish, which was being used in the food items, as that people could get a supplement of iodine without much of an issue, I think. And the NGO was able to build this concept in a very nice way, design this concept in a very nice way, such that it became actually accepted. Thank you, Abhishek ji.
Great, sir. Great. Anyone else who would like to add?
Yeah, I think it was iron deficiency, not iodine.
Okay.
It's a project that was done in Cambodia.
It was iron deficiency. Thank you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Project done in
It's a,
Cambodia for iron deficiency. Yes. Anything else?
yes.
I mean, why fish? Why not something else?
Because it's
because
lucky.
Yeah, बोलिए एक
It's
एक करके.
considered lucky in their culture.
Okay. और भी कोई बोल रहा था? Anyone else?
sir, same था.
So it has a significance. It has a cultural significance in that particular, domain of people, wherein they considered it lucky. So that is why they made use of a fish. और इस fish को करना क्या होता था? How do they get the supplement?
They just put it in the food that they were cooking.
Great. See, I mean, so easy. Huh?
They
They
have
don't
to
have to. They don't have to
they
take
have
a
to
tablet
actually cook
every
the
day.
food.
Correct. Sorry. So while they are cooking any of the dish, they just need to put it and they need to cook it, and the desired amount of iron will actually go through the food to their bodies. And see the power of culture, see the power of the significance, the socio-cultural fabric, and now all these small things add so much value that you don't want to remind people to use it. है ना? अगर आप टैबलेट्स की बात करें, नो पीपल अब टैबलेट्स को रिमाइंड कराने के लिए पीपल हैव स्टार्टेड यूजिंग अलार्म्स एंड देयर आर केसिंग्स मंडे, ट्यूसडे, वेडनेसडे. But if you see this particular solution, I mean, you'll be amazed by the fact that, people would want to use it. Huh? Interesting. So thank you for all those who have, commented. Okay, then we had these TED Talks, Pala Lahari, and she was talking about the marginal people and why we need to think about them, why quality is something which is so concerning, and how through design we can actually be able to do it. Okay, so we'll be soon coming on to our list of 10 questions. Like I mentioned, all these weekly sessions will be having a list of 10 questions, and it will be similar to the typology of the your quiz or assignments. Uh, the questions will be made from the content, that particular week's content itself. So it would be something which in that particular week we have discussed, we have talked about, right? So there will be two typology of questions. One where only single choice is correct, and the other may have multiple correct answers. All right. So which soft drink do you want? I can have just one choice. I can just select one of them. But here, what do you want in the milk tea? I can actually select a lot of options, right? So basically, these will be in this particular format, single choice or multiple choice. The format of questioning may change. It can also be in a form of fill in the blanks. So maybe you have gone through the quiz and maybe you have already seen it, but still the answering would be in the two formats itself. Okay. Okay. This aspect is very, very important. I mean, in previous few sessions, we have realized that a lot of people came back saying that, we have not been marked correctly. So the marking follows a certain principle, and the principle is that, let's go through it one by one. If all the options chosen by the student are correct and no incorrect answer has been chosen, then full marks will be awarded. If at least one incorrect answer has been chosen, then no marks are awarded. If only correct answers are chosen, but not all correct answers have been chosen, then partial marks proportional to the number of correct answers chosen are awarded. Okay. So it might appear quite difficult, but it's not that difficult. Say, for example, there is question and the question has four options. Okay. And for example, if we go by the first option, okay. All right. Just quickly tell you this. Okay. So say, for example, if for this particular question, only option B and option C are the correct answers. Okay. Now let us take a different scenario. Scenario one. If all the options chosen by the students are correct. Okay. So if these are the correct answer and I select B and C, I'll be getting full marks. All right. Let's go to scenario two. If at least one incorrect answer has been chosen, then no marks. Okay. So the correct answers were B and C. If I selected A and C, okay. So I've chosen one correct answer, but I've also chosen one incorrect answer. In this scenario, I won't be getting any marks. Okay. No marks. Let us go to option C. If only correct answers are chosen, but not all correct answers are chosen, then partial marks. Okay. So if I select only C and I submit that question, I'll get some partial marks. Right? I think it is clear now. So if you have a doubt, then I would suggest that if you want a better marking thing, then always go for the one which you are sure about. Because if you select an incorrect one, you will not get any marks. So you'll get 0 marks for that particular question. Okay. So now, eventually, when you start submitting your quizzes, you'll understand this pattern. So there is a possibility you might get 0.3 marks or 0.6 marks, depending upon which three of these features you are falling into. All right, you might also get 0 marks. So thoda dhyan se you have to input your answers, right? Okay, so let's start with our list of 10 questions. I'll be reading the question. We'll take a minute and then I'll open it to the house, and you can actually tell me, option A, option B, or option C. I'll just start writing one or two votes, like 1 + 1 + 1, and then we'll discuss, what is the correct answers. Okay. Which of the following are two essential aspects of design? So again, referring to the वीक वन कंटेंट. ऑलराइट, तो आपको वीक वन कंटेंट को मद्देनजर रखते हुए, कीपिंग वीक वन कंटेंट इन माइंड, you have to tell us the correct answer for this question. Which of the following are the two essential aspects of design? The user, the magician, the producer, the designer. Okay, so what you can do is you can start unmuting and telling me which option. I'll just write 1 + 1 + 1 plus. We'll see the votes, how it is going, and we'll answer the question. Okay, anyone?
Option A and B.
Which one? A and
A and B. The designer.
Okay, so we have got options for A and D. Sorry, I won't be able to see the screen if you are messaging me. Really sorry. If you can just
Yeah,
uh,
A and D for me also.
A and D. Great. Anyone else?
A and D, sir. A and D.
All right.
Even
A
C.
and D.
Which one? C and D.
A, A and D.
Okay.
A
A
and
and D.
C.
A and D.
Somebody said C as well,
A
right?
A and D, sir. A and D.
Yes.
Okay. और कोई है? Please share your views. I'm not marking you, so don't worry about it. तो ये कोई marking नहीं हो रही है. It is just to make you aware of typology of questions so that you are able to, prepare well for your quizzes. Anyone else?
A and D.
Sorry, I can't hear you. थोड़ा सा और loud हो सकता है?
Sir, A and D.
A. Okay. So please ensure this is a multi-select question. So the answer would be more than one, right? तो ये भी ध्यान रखना है आपको. नॉर्मली क्या होगा, मल्टी सेलेक्ट में आंसर्स एक से ज्यादा होंगे, बट देयर कुड बी सिचुएशंस वेयर इन देयर इज अ ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन जहां पे हो सकता है एक ही सही हो, बट नॉर्मली मल्टी सेलेक्ट ऑप्शन वुड बी गिवन व्हेन देयर आर मोर देन वन करेक्ट आंसर्स. एनीवन एल्स? Okay. So mostly people have guessed it right. The user and the designer are the two essential aspects, and the correct answers are the user and the designer. User कौन हुआ? The one who is using the product. Designer कौन हुआ? The one who is designing the product. Right? See, from a user's perspective, if you see all the options, I mean, the magician is just a role. I mean, it is just a role. It's more like it's a it couldn't be a right choice. Okay. Magician सिर्फ इसलिए दिया गया है because one of the videos was about being the magician. So anyways, in design you don't have this particular option available. The producer. Now one could confuse the producer with the manufacturer. Okay. बट मैन्युफैक्चर इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट इन डिजाइन. बट अगर हम बेसिक जो दो एसेंशियल एस्पेक्ट्स की बात करें वो यही है, वेयर इज द यूजर हु इज द यूजर ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट एंड द वन हु इज बेसिकली द डिजाइनर ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. द डिजाइनर हैज टू वरी अबाउट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. ऑलराइट, ये जो वरी है दिस नीड्स टू बी टेकन केयर बाय द डिजाइनर. Okay, so from an essential to perspective, the correct answers are user and the designer. So most of you have attempted it rightly. Great. We'll go to our next question. According to the storyteller, who can tell me the name of storyteller?
Understand it.
नहीं, आंसर पे
Ankit
आएंगे.
Chadda.
आंसर
Ankit
पे
Chadda.
आएंगे. It was
So the answer would be C.
चड्ढा. ठीक है. People are really very active. Okay. According to the storyteller, the designer dash the world, explains, advises, understands,
Answer
questions.
C.
So somebody said
Yes, sir.
C.
Understand.
C, sir.
Understand. C. Anyone else? ओके, सो तीन लोगों ने कहा है सी. Okay, let's go through the options. Designer explains the world, advises the world, questions the world, understands the world. Okay, ठीक है. तो यहाँ पे हमें रेफर करना है स्टोरी टेलर को, राइट? कोई मुझे बता सकता है व्हाट वाज द लाइन व्हिच वाज मेंशन्ड बाय द स्टोरी टेलर?
D and C. I'm sorry.
Which one?
No, sorry, I spoke out of turn. D and C. It questions the world and it has to understand it.
Okay, okay. So you are referring to 1 and 2. Okay. Anyone else? ठीक है, ठीक है. तो देखिए हम लोग पहले बात करते हैं टाइपोलॉजी ऑफ क्वेश्चन की. इफ देयर इज अ सर्कल व्हिच मींस देयर इज अ सिंगल करेक्ट आंसर, राइट? तो ये हमें ध्यान में रखना है कि जो ऑप्शंस के पहले जो बॉक्स है वो सर्कल है या स्क्वायर है. अगर सर्कल है तो एक ही करेक्ट आंसर होगा और अगर स्क्वायर है तो मोर देन वन. सॉरी, मोर देन वन. ठीक है. तो जाहिर सी बात है कि यहाँ पे एक ही करेक्ट आंसर है और वो अगर आप बोल रहे हैं सी एंड डी तो इन दोनों में से कोई एक होगा. करेक्ट? ठीक.
सी सर, सी.
ओके, ठीक है. तो देखिए अगर आप अब नाउ द क्वेश्चन कैन हैव two answers as well. Okay, and I'll tell you the conditions of how it can have two answers. Okay, so if you see from the storyteller perspective, अगर आपने स्टोरी टेलर पर्सपेक्टिव की जो अंकित जी हैं, अंकित जी का अगर आपने सुना हो डायलॉग, तो उन्होंने बोला है दुनिया को समझाना नहीं चाहिए, समझना चाहिए. ठीक है. समझना was the word which was coined and the correct answer according to it will be understands. ठीक है. तो if you are going by the question which says according to the storyteller, the correct answer would be understands. Right. Now, if we omit this particular aspect, कि भाई हम स्टोरी टेलर की बात ही नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो हो सकता है कि the answer could also have been designer can also question the word. How? जब तक हम obvious चीजों को question नहीं करेंगे, we won't come up with different strategies, creative output, creative these things, है ना? किसी डिजाइनर ने क्वेश्चन किया होगा तभी तो हम लोग टेलीफोन से मोबाइल में आए. मोबाइल में भी इतने वर्जन्स हमने निकाले कि भाई कीपैड क्यों जरूरी है, why it cannot be a single screen. Somebody would have questioned it, right? So what I'm trying to say is that in any question you need to be aware of what is being asked in the question. अगर यहाँ पे स्टोरी टेलर नहीं लिखा होता तो हो सकता है इसके दो आंसर्स हो जाते सही, करेक्ट. ठीक है. बट क्योंकि यहाँ पे एक पर्टिकुलर यूज केस दिया हुआ है, वी हैव गिवन अ पर्टिकुलर कॉन्टेक्स्ट दैट अकॉर्डिंग टू स्टोरी टेलर, then you have to go through the perspective of a storyteller, which means you have to go through the content, you'll have to go through the video, and then you will be able to understand question and address the question. Okay, so the correct answer, as most of you said, is understands. Okay, so I believe most of you have actually gone through the content, and which is very appreciating because a lot of people are really busy with their assignments and all. So बहुत time नहीं मिलता है, but I'm happy that in this particular group we are having people who have gone through the content. So really nice. ठीक है. We'll go to the third question now. The question is, based on the lecture, which of the following would you consider to be true? ठीक है. तो उसी लेक्चर की हम बात करें. किस लेक्चर की हम बात कर रहे हैं? हम लोग वीक 1 लेक्चर की बात कर रहे हैं. ठीक है. कॉन्टेक्स्ट को आपको ध्यान रखना है. किसी भी क्वेश्चन में कॉन्टेक्स्ट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ठीक है. सो वीक 1 लेक्चर के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग वुड यू कंसिडर टू बी ट्रू? डिजाइन इज अबाउट एंड प्रोडक्ट एंड आफ्टर अ प्रोसेस इज कंप्लीटेड. Design can influence and improve the quality of life. Design is a practice that cannot be defined. Design is not only what it looks or feels like, but is about how it works. Okay, so you've got 4 options. Just think about it and let me know what could be the right answer.
So I think it would be three option B, C, and D.
Okay. So we have got B, C, and D. Okay. Anyone else?
B and D, sir.
Somebody said B and D. All right.
Sir, it would be B and D.
B and D. अच्छा. और
So I think it's going to be A, C, and D.
A, C and D. Okay. Interesting. Anyone else? Okay. So let me take a bit of help from you guys. So I would want to understand why do you think it is A? Just your thought. I mean, to understand. Any inputs there? आपको क्यों लगता है it is option A? Or anybody can also answer. I mean, not necessarily the person who has said it should be A, but any one of you can actually answer. And you can also say that why it cannot be A, right? Both ways, we can have a discussion कि A होना चाहिए और A क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए. उसके लिए भी आपके पास आंसर होना चाहिए if you have, even if you have said B and D.
What I think is that how do I put it in words? So basically, right? If you want to show your product, you have to design it and then you have to show it, right? So you have to wait until the end because otherwise, like you're planning the stuff, right? Or you're designing the product. If you don't show it, that means that nobody knows except you that you did it,
Mhm.
right?
So
So
what
what
you are
I
trying to say
think
is that
is
even if
that
you have, if you don't have an end product, then it has no meaning.
yeah, I yes think.
Okay, okay. Let me just quickly have a look at the message box. Okay, a lot of people are saying B and D. Okay, all right, all right. So we have got as of now 36 people who have joined in. Okay, so all those who have joined in later, how we begin was that we introduce all of us. All of us introduce themselves for like 1 or 2 minutes. I'm really sorry that a lot of people joined in late. But what we'll do is probably in the next session we'll try to onboard you guys. So I would request all of you to please join a bit earlier so that initial few minutes we can actually have understanding your background, where you are from, how did you turn on to this particular course. So it will really help us connect with all of you much better, right? So as of now we'll just try to stick to the presentation part. Yes. Okay, thank you for that. And most of you have said option B and D. तो आप मुझे बताएंगे why B and D? Anyone? Again, I'm not marking anyone. It is just to have the understanding of.
Sir, so we saw like the story of Lucky and Krishna. In the story, the product, the design makes the people's life better. So I think like we should be a, like it tells like it should be improve the quality of life of people.
Hmm. Okay,
That's
so
why
from that particular example, you can say that yes, we are improving the quality of life of people. Okay, okay, yes, it can influence. All right. What about D? Why D?
If you look at the postdoc example, Abhishek ji, Professor
Yes, yes.
Chakravarti very beautifully talks about, I mean, how they would put a bag inside and how the postman or woman could actually collect everything also. I mean, so I think D also appears to be a good choice for an answer. Thank you.
All right, all right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I mean, both are very good examples to actually understand these two. I would like to know from those who said B and D, why shouldn't it be A? A क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए? Yes, please.
Because sometimes the design is the process.
वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। अगर आपने देखा भी होगा रिकैप में भी हमने बोला है डिजाइन प्रोडक्ट भी है और प्रोसेस भी है। ओके, सर्विस भी। ठीक है, सो डिजाइन के कई मायने हैं, इट हैज लॉट ऑफ फैसेट्स टू इट. So let us try to see what are the correct answers and whether you are going on right. So the correct answers are B and D. A design can influence and improve the quality of life. And design is not only what it looks like but how it also works, है ना. लुक एंड फील अपनी जगह सही है, बट अगर चीज़ों की फंक्शनैलिटी नहीं होगी, if the product is not functioning well, then probably from the first look and feel you might be able to purchase it, but down the line you won't have the right testimonials for that product. Okay, when you are discussing with your friend, you will say that okay, it looks very nice but it's not working, don't buy it, right? So customer satisfaction comes in, right? So even if something looks great and if it does not work, then it is of no use. Okay, so somebody wrote customer satisfaction, very very rightly said. So ऐसा हो सकता है पहली बार गलती से you might buy a packet of chips or Lays looking at the matte finish of that particular packaging, but if it doesn't taste well or it is soggy, I mean, you won't buy it once again. Okay, so how it works is very important. And for the example of how it can influence and improve the quality of life, I think that is really smart one of the lucky ironfish. How it got integrated with their lifestyle and how it you know seamlessly improved their quality of life. Even their health parameters got improved. Okay, so from that perspective, I think that's a very good example. And as here one person mentioned that design is also about the process, it's also about the journey. Kai bar if there are design students and if they have presented their work, normally when evaluation of any particular student work happens, most of the people, what they see is the journey. How have you arrived at that end solution. अभी क्या हो गया ना, अभी the challenge is that with AI and with a lot of stuff, cool stuff, this can actually be easily fabricated. Okay, so now what people are asking is that what were your intermediate stages, आप उस दौरान कैसे थे. तो process becomes very important, right? If you are able to follow those process. There is a course called Innovation by Design by Professor Chakravarti, and which basically talks about the design process. It basically talks about the 7 concerns of the design process. Okay, so if anybody of you have taken up that course, or if you want to actually get into design and understand about design, he talks about those things, right? So let me just write. Professor B.K. Chakravarti sir, he basically gives the India post box wala आपको case study दिया था उन्होंने, and his course is Innovation by Design. And it's not that only this is the only process for design. I mean, design processes have been coined up by a lot of different design councils. There is double diamond method, and there is something called the philosophy by the IDEO. So a lot of aspects are there. Just a minute. ऑफिस में बंद कर लिया, ठीक है. कुछ एनालिस्ट स्टूडेंट है, वो जब आप जाओगे ना तो आप मतलब ज्यादा लोग चले जाए. ठीक है. Sorry. So the correct answers are B and D. And let's try to go through the next question. Okay. So the question is, based on what you understand from Buckminster Fuller's story of bridges, select the statement you believe to be true about the principle of DMAS. तो ये बेसिकली कंटेंट हमारा शायद ALM में था, एडिशनल लर्निंग मटेरियल. तो अगर आपने वो देखा है तो यू विल बी एबल टू इजीली एड्रेस इट. So there was a short YouTube video talking about this. The options are in front of you. Mass manufacturing and mass of materials in design, producing more wealth with less resources, producing more benefits with less resources, making the way nature solves problem and learning to apply them to reduce mass investment. So the options are right in front of you. It's basically dependent on the YouTube video by DMAS, जहाँ पे उन्होंने ब्रिजेस के बारे में बताया था, कैसे कैसे आपने ब्रिजेस बनाने शुरू किया. अगर if you have seen those videos, so it started with fulfilling it with rocks. So if somebody from here wants to go here, तो उन्होंने शुरुआत में how it started was that they filled it with stones. बट क्योंकि उस तरफ भी नदी थी तो यहाँ से धीरे धीरे पानी बहने लगा, तो उन्होंने थोड़े से पत्थर हटाए. हैज एनीबडी सीन इट? एनी वन ऑफ यू? एनी? मे बी फ्यू ऑफ देम.
Yes.
ठीक. All right. So they started taking off stones so that the water flow could be continued and the bridge could still be intact. तो जब they started removing stones, they realized कि जब ये arch form में रुका तो पानी का flow भी अच्छा था and there was good stability of the bridge as well. So they can actually move right through it. ठीक है. So धीरे धीरे करके फिर उन्होंने they started exploring and experimenting, और फिर आर्चेस ऊपर गए, आर्चेस नीचे गए, केबल स्टेड ब्रिजेस आ गए. सो दिस बेसिकली वाज दी हाउ दिस ब्रिजेस केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस. इट्स अ स्टोरी अबाउट दैट. छोटा वीडियो, इट्स नॉट अ वेरी लॉन्ग वीडियो, बट इफ यू आर एबल टू go through it, you'll be able to understand this question better. So anyone who can suggest any correct options? Anyone who has seen the video?
So C and D.
C and D is the option which has been preferred. Anyone else?
C and D.
Good. You've got one
I
more.
can see these.
So at least I think 3 to 4 people have actually gone through the content. Let's try and see the correct answers. Very true. The correct answers are C and D, which is producing more benefits with less resources. Because anyways, we are going in a state wherein the resources are at a very limited. We have got a limited pool of resources, and we have to generate more benefits, mimicking the way nature solves a problem. Anybody could give me a better term for this particular statement का कोई आपको term पता है क्या? Mimicking the way nature solves problem.
So
Biomimicry.
basically,
बहुत बढ़िया. Very nice. Biomimicry. So basically what we do is that we try to observe from the environment, and we try to mimic in terms of how the nature responds to certain situations, and how through that we can actually solve our problems. Anybody can give me any example of biomimicry? Any example?
Uh, there is a segment in the lecture itself in the week two, which is about uh, bionic foot. So it's a TED talk given by a gentleman, I can't remember his name, uh, which talks about how they were able to study uh, leg and create an exact replica of how the muscles and the tendons in the joints work, and which made them a lot more efficient than they actually they already were. There was another uh, uh, article on in the same segment about the Jaipur uh, uh,
Jaipur Fort.
Jaipur Fort, and how a study in Stanford led to them replacing the iron with plastic and creating a more efficient, ergonomic, and cost-effective biometry.
Nice, nice. So I'll just give maybe one example for those who are not aware with the term biomimicry. So if you have seen the bullet trains, they have a nose head like this, right? And basically these were called Shinkansen trains. So when the Japanese came up with this particular train, they want it to be really fast, and obviously aerodynamically this came up to be a very interesting design. But they faced a particular problem. The problem was that when there were tunnels and when these trains would go, it made a loud sound, and the sound was such huge that for many kilometers it was affecting, like boom, like it was like a boom sound which was basically radiating to a lot many kilometers. So whenever there was a tunnel on the way, it used to create that sound. So one of the person who was involved in the design of this particular train, he was also interested in bird watching. So what he saw was that there is a particular bird. When the bird wanted to catch the fish, you know it would do so without splashing any water. See, the moment if you splash water, what happen? The fishes will sense and they will go away, right? So that person saw that the bird, entered, in this way, and the nose was really very sharp, and there was no splash of water, and it could easily catch the fish. Okay, so that is where they started making, sharp nose head. Initially क्या होता था? अब ऐसी trains होती थी, धीरे धीरे करके it became like this. And the moment they made this particular nose head, the train become much more faster, it become much more efficient, and this problem of loud sound was also resolved. Okay. This is just one of the examples. You will find a lot many examples of, the Velcro is another great example of Velcro, चट 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 जो खुलता है बंद होता है Velcro. So burdock seeds की inspiration से वो आया था. So we'll discuss it when we have more time. Going ahead to our fifth question, what we can learn from the historical design timeline of a juicer. है ना? This particular case was discussed by Professor Suchitra, अगर आप लोगों को याद हो, from Ambedkar University.
A and B, I think.
The options, people are saying A and B. The options, let me read out the options. Everyday objects evolve with changing user needs, materials, and technology. Everyday objects evolve with changing user need,
Sir,
materials.
A and B, sir.
And the next
Yes, sir.
option
A
is
and B.
okay.
A and B, sir.
Design
A
history
and B.
reflects a dialogue with past and present. Design is independent of culture, and design history is
A
irrelevant to
and B.
understand.
A and B. Every
Okay, I
object
think I
involved.
think most of you are correct. The correct answer is A and B, very rightly said, because the other two options which you see does not make any sense. We see in the Lucky and Fish how culture played a very important role in the design, and design is irrelevant to understand the present. That also doesn't make sense because a lot of aspects in design is actually something which is deep rooted to our past, right? So the correct answers are A and B, which most of you have opted. Right. Now coming to the question number 6. In case of office chair, who can be the tertiary user? If you remember, okay, the options are one who designs, one who sits, one who purchases, one who
D. D.
manufactures.
D, sir.
D, sir.
D, sir.
Okay, a lot
One
of
who manufactures. D, sir, D.
okay, a lot of learned people are here.
D,
Huh?
sir,
I
D.
think all of you have thoroughly gone through the course. Huh? The questions are like coming like a cake for you guys. Okay, so who can tell me what are the three different types of users?
Primary,
बताइए.
secondary,
Primary,
tertiary.
secondary, tertiary.
Great. Any example के साथ कोई बता सकता है? We have quoted one example. Anybody can tell what, in any particular scenario, who could be the primary, who could be the secondary? Remember हमने ऑफिस चेयर का एक एग्जाम्पल लिया था. एंड हमने बताया था कि द वन हु सिट्स, है ना, जो यूजर जो बैठ रहा है वो प्राइमरी यूजर है जो यूज कर रहे हैं. से फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं स्टूडियो चेयर की बात करूं, आपकी क्लासरूम चेयर की बात करूं, तो आप द
The,
स्टूडेंट्स वुड बिकम
hello?
द यस यस
Hello?
यस यस प्लीज गो अहेड.
Yeah, the person who uses the chair is the primary user. The person who upkeeps it is the secondary user. And the person who distributes and manufactures it is the tertiary user.
वेल डन, ग्रेट ग्रेट. ठीक है. सो कमिंग ऑन टू आवर सेवेंथ क्वेश्चन. Donald A. Norman is the author to the books. So these are 4 books: The Design of Everyday Things, Emotional Design, Keep It Simple and Stupid, Jugaad. So Donald A. Norman, who is also known as Don Norman, is a very famous author. So in किन books के ये author रहे हैं Don Norman? Everyday Things, Emotional Design, Keep It Simple and Stupid, Jugaad.
I think A and B, sir.
A and B, sir. A and B.
Okay, okay, great, great. So I believe Don number का एक वीडियो भी था in the additional learning material. Has anybody seen that? Okay, okay, no issues.
Yeah. It was about people. Uh, it was about
Sir,
very erudite design and how people of older age have difficulty understanding uh, complex designs if the designs are complex. So he gave an example of how people finding it difficult, older people finding it difficult to navigate through smartphones.
Okay, nice, nice, nice. So if you see these examples, the design of everyday things, उसके cover change हुए हैं, but product same ही है, and emotional design. These are the two books which has been authored by Don Norman sir. These are very interesting books. So whenever if you get time and if you have interest, I think it's always good to purchase it and read it rather than going through the PDF. Somehow I feel PDFs are very cumbersome in terms of going through the screen. When you have a hard book in front of you, the reading becomes a little easier. Okay. So, anyways, okay. Now we have got a active poll, and it is not based on any question or any domain knowledge, but it's more about your experience, right? So, how many of you have used a post box for sending letters or postcard? So, it's more in terms of क्या आपने post box use किया है? So you can participate in the poll by using your mobile phones. You can scan the QR code. You can open up slido.com, enter the hash code, and you can, put in your response. Okay, both the aspects are heading neck to neck. Okay, I would encourage more learners to please participate. How many of you have used Postbox for sending letters or postcard?
Abhishek ji, just to make a statement, I think the newer generation would have hardly seen a post office, Forget post box. And maybe Professor Chakravarti is a God sent angel to us to talk about post boxes.
Very true, sir. Very true. In the zone of emails and SMS and WhatsApp, it's it looks like a distant dream.
Yes. There you are. It is reducing further.
But I think
Okay.
most of these students would have received a letter,
Yes,
and
definitely.
that would be their, like letters for confirmation or offer letters of colleges, admit cards. Okay,
But
great.
still, they wouldn't have seen a
They come
post.
through registered post, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
They
must have
wouldn't have
received
seen the post
letters, but
box.
they would have not, wrote a letter. Yeah, that's true.
Sir, I have a question. I have a question.
Yes, yes, please.
So you were referring about the videos, right? I don't know where to watch the videos. Like, is there
Okay, okay,
like a
okay.
website?
What I'll do is we are just wrapping up the questions. If you can please wait for another 5-10 minutes, I'll screen share and I'll show the NPTEL platform, and I'll be able to tell you, I mean, where the quizzes are and where the additional learning materials are there. Okay, so please stay with us for another 5-10 minutes. I'll show it to you.
hello.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Has anybody?
Hello.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, can you show the answer of that juicer question because I got disconnected around that time actually.
अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है तो अभी एक्टिव पोल को हम क्लोज करते हैं एंड it's really heartening to see that most people have used postbox given the fact that we have a majority number of students, so very appreciable. I hope everybody has been very truthful in answering this question, but those who have said no, I mean, great that you have been honest here. Thank you. Juicer. Okay, okay. I'll go to the juicer question. So the answers were A and B. Are you still
Okay,
there?
sir.
Okay, okay. All right. So since the question was about postbox, let's address this question. The proposed postbox design made it convenient for use by. Okay, so these are the stakeholders: postmen, children, adults, none of the above. So we
Sir,
also
ABC would be the answer in my opinion.
Yes, sir. The A, B, C will be the correct answer.
okay. Anyone else? We are talking about the post box. Sorry for the sketch.
So ABC, both like all of them are correct.
Yes. All right. Not like a tapered one. Okay, fine. So the correct answers people are saying are A, B, and C. And let
B
us see
and C.
B and C. Okay. Why not A?
It's A and B.
A and B. Okay. Now we are getting mixed responses. Yes, more. Please tell.
A and C.
A and C. अच्छा
Sir,
और
D, sir.
D.
D, sir.
अच्छा B. Okay.
No,
Okay.
sir. No, no. D.
D.
All of
अच्छा
the
अच्छा.
above.
Oh, sorry. Okay. और anyone else? और कोई है?
सर आप अभी लॉक कर दीजिए.
किसको लॉक करें सर आप बताइए.
नहीं, take the majority opinion. अभी the googly has come in there. None of the above also now.
Okay.
Sir, is it none? I thought it was all of the above, sir. My bad, sir. It's A, B, C, sir. My bad. My bad. I thought it was all of the above. I
अच्छा,
didn't
you did
read
not
the.
mean none of the above. You meant all of the above.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So the prize goes to you, all of the above. The correct answers are postmen, children, and adults. Yes. तो अगर आपने वीडियो देखा हो, no, I think in the lecture by Professor Chakravarti, he made a point that how it was convenient for even the kids who could actually drop in the letters, and how convenient it was made for the postman to collect it. Like sir rightly said that collecting all the set of letters in the bag directly became a lot more easier and intuitive for the postman. So all these three basically were benefited from the new design of the post box. So if you want to, understand in more detail about the entire design process of Postbox, because it also went through a lot of iterations. So like I mentioned on the course, innovation by design, it has been, in detail described there. Okay. So there is a book as well by Professor Chakravarti, which specifically talks about this entire India Post box design project. Coming on to our second last question. The context is the sum of the factors that affect the way a user interacts with products, services, or processes. What are some of the intrinsic user factors? The options are the user's habits, the user's workspace, climatic conditions where the user lives, and the cultural factors where the user lives. So be aware that this is a single choice correct answer. So only one answer is correct. The context is some of the factors that affect the way a user interacts with the product. Context की बात कर रहे हैं. So in the video, if you have heard, talked about intrinsic factors. What was the other one? ठीक है, intrinsic and extrinsic. इसको हम इनवर्ड भी बोल सकते हैं, इसको हम आउटवर्ड भी बोल सकते हैं. ठीक है, बहिर्मुखी, अंतर्मुखी, मतलब could be a lot of different ways of saying these things, but we are talking about intrinsic user factors, है ना, user important है. ठीक है, anybody who could tell the right answer? Choice, habits,
I think
workspace.
I think, sir, Option A is the correct answer.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
sure,
think
but
it's A
I
too.
think option A is the correct answer. As you
So I
explained,
think
I
it's
think
either A.
it's A.
Okay. People are saying A. Anyone else with a difference of opinion?
So it will be
It will be A. Why A? Why everybody is going for A? Anybody could tell me?
So as you told that user is the important one.
Hmm.
So the user's habit is the priority which is given to the question. I think so. Intrinsic user factor.
Well done. Well done. So many a times the answers to a question are present in the question itself. है ना? अगर हमने बोला है intrinsic user factors, it's basically something pertaining to the user in the within context. Okay. So अगर आप देखेंगे the other options, these are all extrinsic factors. है ना? ये बाहर के factors है, outward factors है. The workspace, the climatic conditions, the cultural factors, all these are outside. But we are talking about the intrinsic factors. So the correct answer, as you have pointed out, is the user's habits. So well done. I think all of you are quite well prepared with the content and the questions. So I think the questions I've made are little easier. Next time I'll make a point. Okay, so coming to our last question. Um, I hope you have seen this juicer a couple of times, at least once in this presentation. Who is the designer of the below juicer? Yes, Buckminster, Don Norman, Philip Stark, none of the above. Okay.
Yes, Don Norman, because it's there in his book also in the front page.
So I think C.
Okay,
I think it's B, sir.
there is an issue. First of all, let me clarify it. It's a single choice answer. It is not a multi-select. So my bad. Okay, so only one correct answer. Okay, so Don Norman, Philip Stark. Anyone
Sir,
else?
answer will C.
Okay,
See, sir.
C.
C, sir.
अरे बाप रे सबको C क्यों लग रहा है? Why do you think it is C? I mean, how do you know it is C?
I'm going with B, sir. I trust
B.
the guy who said it's on his book. I have no idea. I trust the guy who he just said it's on the book. So I trust that man.
Okay, so going with that intuition that since it is on the book by Don Norman, so probably it is the correct answer. Okay, so you have a logic, I understand. People who are saying Philip Stark, how do you know? I mean, I'm just curious that this is the right answer. I mean, what makes you think this?
So I think it's the odd one out option actually.
Why?
Because I think
Uh,
Buckminster, I think Shad I had developed bridges while Don Norman had written a book, so they had not mentioned any sort of juicer. That's what I think.
हाँ बट अगर बाकी लोगों का लॉजिक देखे तो डॉन नंबर की जो बुक है उसमें यू कुड सी द जूसर आई मेंशन नो यू कैन एक्चुअली सी इट्स ऑन द कवर पेज विच बुक द बुक टाइटल वाज इमोशनल डिजाइन और उसमें ये था बट मेनी टाइम्स क्या होता है कि जो दिखता है वो होता नहीं है व्हाट यू सी इज इन ट्रू द करेक्ट आंसर इज फिलिप स्टार्क एंड so those who have you have mentioned, I mean, I was just curious to know how do you know it, because in the content it has not been mentioned anywhere. That's my perception. But since it's a very iconic product and it has been made, there is a lot of talking about this product. क्योंकि अगर आप even Professor सुचित्रा का अगर आप session देखेंगे उसमें भी she mentions about that product. So that is why it becomes very iconic. Now, the interesting part is that it's not a very functional product. Not a very functional product. Okay. मैं बताता हूँ क्या चैलेंज कोई बता सकता है challenges क्या आते हैं if you use this as a juicer. I mean the image looks very clean, but it's not the it's not the case.
So what I think is it's the gravity side. The thing is, there are curves you can see where they like squeeze the lemon right on top, and then what happens is the majority of the juice will go to the glass, but there are the legs that also will make it drip and then fall down to the ground. That's what
Good
I think
point.
is the.
A very good point. So normally we assume that all the juice will actually drip. It would happen, but then a lot of things will go here as well. Second thing, any other issues?
The the space it looks like normal users will not be like that. The space it takes is too much.
Uh,
It's not convenient for normal users.
Ripping space usage. Another and usage only, one can actually talk about the weight. It's quite heavy. Maintaining it is a problem because of the juice dripping down. And then very important
Uh,
aspect was these legs. When people you would use these legs, they would put, you know, do scratches, create scratches on the surface. Okay. So, from a functional standpoint, it was not a very, very great design, but then it became very iconic. Can anyone tell why it became very iconic? I mean, why it has been so celebrated?
Uh,
क्या होता है कि जो चीज़ फंक्शनल नहीं होती ना उसको हम लोग आर्ट का नाम दे देते हैं मतलब आई एम नॉट सेइंग दैट आर्ट इज नॉट आर्ट ऑब्वियसली इट्स अबाउट पीपल्स परसेप्शन बट देन हाउ दिस juicer was seen was more of a work of an art or in sculpture. Okay, so
yeah,
it kind of translated itself from being a functional product to a piece of art, and that's how it became very iconic. That's how it became so romanticized in the entire community that a juicer which is looking and appearing very futuristic
uh,
takes the form
there
of
is
a pen.
another layer to this, if I may.
Yes, yes, please.
Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, see this comes around the same time when the postmodern art movement was taking off and was at complete fervor, and the postmodern art movement was very rooted in rejection of the status quo. So this kind of fits really well in there. So
That's
this
very
is, I mean, at the
interesting.
same time when Michael Duchamp auctioned a urinal,
Hmm.
uh, and it was considered an art piece of Dadaism. So it's just because it was a very, very non-conforming work, which conformed to the standards of that work. It kind of took on the aura of very, very uh, uh, potent work of art. So this is from art history perspective.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for adding that perspective. I think it was really meaningful. You added another perspective to it, and I think it kind of coincides really well with the way we were trying to discuss, how it became a piece of art. So thank you, sir, for that input, sir. All right. So the correct answer is Philip Stark, and we have concluded our set of 10 questions, and we will be ending this session with a very quick poll. I mean, we still have 3 minutes. Write the products which you have used, and according to you, are some great designs. So please try to wrap it up in just 1 minute because I'll quickly also show a couple of things on the platform for those who were not able to locate certain things. Like where are the quizzes, where are the videos? So if you can just quickly share some of great designs which you think are great. It could be things which you have used. All right. So something which you have used and according to you are some great designs. So we are not looking for some any fancy product or something. I mean, some meaningful product which you have used and which according to you are some great designs. Yes, please. You don't have to tell the brand. I mean, if you want, you can add the detail of a brand as well. Uh, that trap, interesting. I mean, the one which had adhesives. Nerf guns. I'm just looking at the Nerf guns. I mean, this uses pallet, huh? So it comes under the toy segment. Swiss Army knives. Very interesting. Very interesting perspective. Gems. Hmm. I would like to know. I mean, gems. कौन से वो खाने वाले gems? कौन से वाले gems? Okay, you have got 30 seconds left. Please try to share what according to you is a great design. We've got Barbie, we've got laptop. Yes, very well. I mean, it solves a lot of problems. Key holders. Yes, people have that habit of forgetting things. So a key holder wherein you put in stuff at one place. Rat trap. Obviously, I mean, we have a lot of problem with the rats. There are many kind of rat traps. One uses an adhesive, the other basically, engages it. The one which uses an adhesive is very painful to see, although. Ball pen. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Chainsaw. All right. Great. Great. So thank you. Thank you. I think one more participant is typing. Wallet. Wow. So now it's time for digital wallet. Now people are having money in their digital wallet. The physical wallet has slowly become obsolete. UPI. Ah, interesting. Great, great. Okay, thank you so much. So, normally the questions which are raised in the discussion forum, we'll be putting it here. And if there are any comments from my side, I'll add it there. So, with this slideshow, we'll end our presentation for today. Let me quickly show a couple of aspects which people were having trouble with in terms of understanding the platform. So just wait for a minute and I'll screen my share. For those who are finding the platform comfortable and if you don't have any questions, it's time. So you can leave anyways. There are no issues. But those who are finding problem in the portal, I'll just quickly share my screen so that I'll show you where the things are. Okay. Okay, so the moment you log into your NPTEL portal, this is how it looks like. Like I mentioned, when you click about the course, it basically shows you the different modules. So week-wise modules will be stationed on the left-hand side. Okay, any comment? Yeah. So yes, I mean those who are not having any issues, you can leave. I'm just sharing my screen for those who are finding trouble. Okay. So within the course, you have week 0, week 1. Within week 1, these are all the list of lectures and modules. So the videos are within this. There are ALM. So ALM 1 stands for additional learning materials. ALM 1 and 2, wherein you'll be taken to a different source location from YouTube and you can actually see those videos. Okay, so all these are reference materials. If you go through all of them, you will find all the lectures, all the videos, all the modules. The quizzes are basically the assignment. Okay, there might be a terminology issue. The quizzes are the assignment. So, when you click here, you will go to the week 1 quiz. In week 2, likewise, if you click on week 2 quiz 2, it's basically the assignment, which is the quiz. Okay, so this is how it will appear. So these are the quizzes which you need to submit every week. Okay, so there is a certain deadline. So here you can see 7th Feb is the deadline. So please ensure that whatever quiz you are opening, you see the deadline and you try to submit it by that time. All right. Okay. So I think with that, I'll be ending the session. Thanks a lot to all of you for joining in the session. If you have any questions or concerns, we can have 1 or 2 more minutes. Otherwise, we can stop the session. Any questions,
Thank
anyone?
you, sir.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you.
sir.
Thank you, Bhargav.
So thank you, sir.
Okay, thank
Have
you.
a good
Thank you. So all of you have a nice day and we'll be closing the session. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.